Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Netty back with another video. Today we've got a settings video. So this is more based around my settings, what I use for my controller, my graphics, and just a little few tips and tricks to help you guys out, maybe improve your gameplay. A lot of stuff has changed since Warzone 1. This is the best settings video to get you better FPS or whatever. This is just my settings that might help improve your game. I consider myself, you know, the above average player. This might help you become either that average player or that above average player. This is going to be part of a series that we're going to do, so Warzone tips and tricks, or Warzone 2 tips and tricks, should I say. So the next video is going to be more advanced on movement, and a few other things to really help you out, kind of gun skill, because this game is now more based on IQ and gun skill than it was on wire wiring and slide cancelling your ass off. We're going to get straight into it. There are timestamps down below, so if it is more relevant parts to you, whether that's controller, graphics, or the other parts I'm going to put down there, then just skip to it, that's fine with me. But let's get straight into it. Right, so just jump over to your settings tab. We'll jump into quick settings for now. Master volume is 100%. My headset is a Ryzen Barracuda X. I got the white one just because it looked nice, even though most of my setup is black, but don't really bother me. My controller is obviously plugged in. Ignore my mouse sensitivity. My sensitivity is 7.7. This is all based around your preference on how you play, how quick the reactions are, and just also comfortability. If you're comfortable going higher, then go higher. If you're comfortable going lower, go lower. It all based around your play style on how it works for you, but that's mine. For the PC guys, I play on full screen borderless majority of the time, just because I like to flick through and I don't like it switching off. But also mainly when I'm streaming, there's no real input delay because my PC is pretty good, so it doesn't really matter too much in terms of that. And then I think FOV is always got to be 120. Now everyone has access to this. I just think it's better. You do lose aim assist apparently between 109 and 120, like a little bit. But if you can hit your shots, it doesn't really matter too much. Aim assist is so broken in this game anyway, it really wouldn't make too much of a difference. But let's go over to controller. So even without a scuff, so I just have a plain black scuff. I don't really care for paying an extra 100 quid for someone else's scuff. As you can see, I don't have the paddles on the back. I don't like them having there, just when I'm holding the controller. And two, I play claw. So this is an example of what claw looks like. I play like that. Yes, I'm a freak. I've been playing that probably since the actual original Modern Warfare 2. I actually play most games with that, so even like FIFA and stuff, I play claw, which is a bit weird. But yeah, it's what I play, it's what's comfortable for me. Because I use digital triggers. I use that for my scuff, that's the reason why I have one. But even when you're not on a scuff, I think you should use this anyway. Might be a little bit different to what you're used to playing, because obviously on an Xbox controller, the LT and RT, I think it is the bottom two, which is L2 and R2 for PlayStation. They take a long while to go in to press. So even at the top ones, they take obviously a shorter time because they're a shorter distance to press. You have a bit quicker time to react instead of it's more of a delay input more than anything. So I think that's just what I played. This is what I've always played. So all you have to do is basically click this button here, which is flip L2 and R2 or LT and RT. This is kind of a little bit important in terms of how fast you can move when ADSing. Mine's on 0.9. It's just what I've had since Warzone 1, since they brought it out on Modern Warfare. It's more based on centering. I'll do a video on centering and aiming and stuff like that next. Going down to gameplay now, this is where the kind of a little bit more advanced stuff happens. The main one you really want to change is tactical sprint. It just saves your thumbs by clicking in and running. Yes, you will start to run a lot more and be sprinting a lot more. But the way of getting around that is moving side to side. If you are having, say, for example, the snake shots, moving side to side so you're not sprinting, and then the sprinter fires a bit slower. So you'll have to start rotating your analog stick a little bit differently than moving it forward. Another one important for Warzone are these two at the bottom here. So tap to interact. We haven't got contextual tap anymore, where it was tap to reload and tap to open everything else. But maybe when you're picking stuff up, it was a little bit different. But tap to interact is basically saying you just have to hold your reload button to reload now. But tap to interact is to pick up everything really quick, open up doors, tap to get into a vehicle rather quick instead of holding everything. Just makes it a lot more smoother, a lot easier. So if you haven't got that, change that now. Same with apply all for plates. A few of my friends who play PC on the keyboard and mouse, I hear them spamming their keyboard to apply plates. Just you need to press triangle or hold triangle once, or hold Y, or press the plate button on your keyboard once, and that'll start plating. So these are my graphic settings. My PC specs are down below if you want to have a look at them. I just upgraded my CPU, so I'm now getting a lot more frames when streaming and recording. But again, this is all down to your preference on your console, your PC, and your machine that you're running. So as I mentioned earlier, I play on full screen borderless when I'm mainly streaming. All this is the same. The frame rate for me, 300 is just a max out, and then when I'm in the menu, when I'm not in a game. As you can see up here, it's all 60 FPS. Just keeps it that way. You can put it down to 30 if you really want, but it makes a difference. That's basically this for the graphics tab. We'll go to the quality tab now. A lot of people have this fidelity one on, as it just enhances image sharpening. Now my monitor has a setting for that already, so I don't need to do that. Plus this also puts a lot more stress on your performance. I have an NVIDIA graphics card, so I'm going to use NVIDIA DLSS. My texture resolution and the texture filter is at normal. Again, these are just personal preference, but I think the higher you put this one, obviously the higher your VRAM usage. You never want to go over this max line. You really don't. You never really want to go over halfway either. So mine's on normal. As you can see, this is what Modern Warfare is using on your PC right now, and this is what the other apps are using, the background apps and all the kind of stuff that your PC needs to run. Near and far detail is on high, just makes it a lot more easier in the distance. So you see someone running, you can see them a little bit better. Same with draw distance as well. Small ground elements, but it just makes it easier to see things long distance. Particle and particle level is all kind of based on preference, but it doesn't, as you can see here, it doesn't have that much effect. Maybe on your GPU, but if you've got a decent one, it doesn't have that much of effect on it, on your VRAM as well anyway. Shaders on low, tessellation on off. It doesn't, just depending on how you want the game to look, but it gives a high usage of your VRAM and your CPU, your GPU, sorry, so maybe turn that off. Minimum terrain, so you're just kind of your textures from the distance. You don't really need to see anything, which is 500 meters away, because you're not going to engage in that fight. If you're crashing a lot, turn this off. But you know, your daily download limit of your textures. So if you do go into a game, as you can see on my screen right now, I go into a game, first game on, and it always lags, and my frames are very up and down and choppy. It's because of all the textures are downloading, and that sorts itself after like a minute or two being in the game. So if you are crashing a lot, turn this off. More down to the kind of the quality stuff. Streaming quality is on low. Volumetric quality is on high. Again, has a bit of a high usage, but I just have that on there, just personal preferences. All about how the game looks and how you want it to. If you do want FPS everything and your game to look pretty shit and you don't care about that, that's fine. This is where a lot of stuff maybe do take place. So your shadow resolution, you can turn that off. Obviously, you can see the difference in here. A bit of an effect on your GPU, but not too much. But it's down to personal preference, much on normal. Screen shadow space is on high. Ambient occlusion is basically how sharp or soft the shadows look, as you can see from the two images. This is more now based around what the game looks like and a bit more visibility for maybe the console players or people who are casual who want to improve that kind of stuff. For NVIDIA players who are on PC with a NVIDIA graphics card, you don't really need to put boost on. It just depends on how low your CPU is. That might help boost the FPS and boost the game being a lot smoother, but you don't really need it. It's just kind of more help out and support your CPU. But mine just on. Depth of field you want to turn off. Motion blur you want to turn off. And weapon motion blur, this is standard personal preference on how your game looks. You see a lot of TikTok YY movement kids have that on because it looks cool, but turn that off, and turn film grain off as well. The film grain does give it a nice movie, kind of cool, old school effect, but you don't really, it's standard personal preference. But best to turn these all off just because you get more visibility on the game and you get more visibility on the people as well. Moving on to the audio mix, so this is all based around your headset and what works for you guys. For me, personal preference, PC has worked really, really well for me. Hearing footsteps. I know a lot of people maybe play on bass. Boost, it's too harsh on my ears and too loud. I don't like it, so I play on PC. My master volume's always been at 100. Then I just adjust it on my headset. There's a little scroll wheel here. I just adjust that on my headset on what's personal preference for me. Music, dialogue quite down. You don't need to hear enemy soldier incoming. That's the only kind of thing you really need to hear. Effects volume's on 100, and then hitmarker sound is on 50 because I don't need to hear that loud hitmarker sound because you see it on your screen. Subtitles are off, again, personal preference, but I really don't see the point in having subtitles on because you can hear everything. But if you are wanting to have it on, just have it on. It doesn't really matter. Voice chat, and last words, voice chat. This is great. Proximity's been great for Warzone 2. People who have played PUBG and stuff before, obviously used this before, but this is fantastic. This is great. I love this. So there's one little extra setting, which is really, really cool. I think it is on console as well. Go into interface, and go to color customization. Here is where it gets really, really cool. So this is how my map looks kind of vibrant and stuff on my streams, where a lot of people are like, how have you got it so cool looking? This is where, for console players and just the actual general game as well, might look really, really cool. So you want to turn it on filter 2. I think it is on none at the start. To change it to filter 2, put your target world on both, your world and your interface color on 100%. This gives you 100% saturation and vibrancy. And then down to here, default color stuff, you can change it to whatever's best for your eyes, of course. But you can actually just customize this completely, and it's really, really cool you can do that. But the top two settings is what you want to put it on both, and then have it on that as well. So that's pretty much it. That's all my settings done. And I've got a bit more detail, but like I said, there's timestamps down below to go through it, to go back on certain things. Really appreciate you guys dropping the video. We are so close to 1K. So I really hope we can hit that, hopefully by the end of December. I think 19 more subs to go as this video has been uploaded. So really hope we can hit that. If we can, like, share, comment, send it to a friend. Recommendations are so important for me. I really appreciate it. We will do something for 1K for you guys. We'll probably do it over on Twitch, so make sure you go follow me. Everything's down below. We're going to do more of these kind of every weekend, maybe post a kind of tips and tricks videos. So really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.